Hi everyone, this is The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse from Class 11, Lesson number 1 from Supplementary Book. It is written by William Saroyan. Before we start with the lesson, if you have not subscribed my channel, please do so. And thank you for your love and support. This lesson is about two cousin brothers, Aram and Mourad. Aram is 9 years old while Mourad is 13. They both are Armenian boys and they belong to Garo-Glaninian family. This family is famous for honesty and pride. Aram, his first longing is to ride horses. But he belonged to a poor family, so there was no chance that he could ride horses or they could afford horses. His cousin Mourad, he is considered crazy by everyone. He is just like his uncle Khusro, who talks loudly. He almost roars. And Uncle Khusro, he is considered crazy by everyone. So in every family, the author says there is some person who is crazy. And Mourad is just like his uncle Khusro. Now if we talk about Uncle Khusro, he is an enormous man. He has a powerful head. He has large mustaches. He has furious temper. He is very irritable, very impatient, and he always talks by roaring. And he always says that it is no harm, pay no attention to it. Now Mourad has a way with animals, whether it's horses, a bird or a dog. He has a special way of treating these animals and he says that these animals understand him. Once Mourad steals a horse and Mourad comes with the horse at Aram's window. Aram was sleeping. He comes at 4 a.m. in the morning. He taps on his window and he calls him. Mourad was sitting on a white beautiful horse. Aram was surprised at first. He rubbed his eyes because he wanted to make sure that he wasn't dreaming. It was daylight and he knew Mourad has got this horse from somewhere and he was actually sitting on a white horse. He realized that this horse was stolen. But since they were both crazy about horses, he believed that it wasn't stealing. According to him, unless a horse is sold, it is not stealing. Now Aram, he quickly wears his clothes. He comes out and together within 3 minutes they reach Olive Avenue. They actually live near Walnut Avenue. There Mourad tells Aram to get down the horse because he wanted to ride alone. Aram also wanted to try alone and he wanted to ride the horse. And he tried to ride the horse just threw him and ran away. And it took both of them almost half an hour to find the horse. Then later on, Mourad and Aram hid that horse in a deserted barn of a farmer. Aram came to know that this horse had been stolen a month ago from a farmer named John Byro. And Mourad has been taking rides alone for all this period, and that day he has come to Aram to take him for this ride. After the ride, Aram went home and ate a hearty breakfast. At that time, John Byro, he came to visit Aram's house. His uncle Khusro was also there. They were served coffee and tobacco. And then at that time, John Byro, he told everyone that his white horse had been stolen by someone a month ago. He had been waiting for the horse and the horse costed $60. And at that time, Uncle Khusro shouted at him with his typical phrase that it's no harm, pay no attention to it. What is a horse and all that. John Byro, he tried to explain that he had to walk 10 miles to get there. He had pain in his legs and his surrey, that means his carriage, is useless without a horse. John Byro, he got angry because of the behavior of Uncle Khusro and he left Aram's house. Now Aram very quickly went to Mourad to tell him about John Byro's visit. He didn't want Mourad to return the horse because he wanted to ride the horse. And Mourad told him that it would take a year for him to learn how to ride, and he could only keep the horse for almost 6 months. They kept on taking rides for almost 2 weeks, and after that, one day, while they were going to hide the horse at the barn, at that time they met John Byro. He looked at the horse, but Byro, since this whole family, Garrow-Glenanian family, is known for honesty and pride, he did not suspect them, and he thought that it was a twin of his horse. Now these two boys, they felt guilty. They decided to return back John Byro's horse, and they wanted to keep it back in his barn. And they went to keep it. There was a dog, but it didn't bark at Mourad because again he had a way with all the animals, and animals, as per his saying, understand him. After that, Byro came to Aram's house and he told his mother and Uncle Khusro that he had got his horse back, and horse is better tempered. It is looking healthier than before. And at that time also, Uncle Khusro, he had only these words to say, that pay no attention to it since you have got your horse back. Summer of the Beautiful White Horse is about honesty and truthfulness. Although Aram and Mourad, they take these rides, they are happy with the horse, but still, as soon as they realize their mistake, they feel guilty and they return the horse. So it's all about honesty and keeping the name of the family intact. I hope you like the explanation. Please like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.